Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to invite you all both in virtual and in person to the opening ceremony of the new Augmented Reality and Virtual Reality Lab at the Department of Manufacturing and Industrial Engineering. The AR and VR Lab is funded by the Association for Professor Sanath Ranatunga Memorial Fund to expand the academic platform and to create new opportunities for research under the theme of Factories of the Future. To start the event, I would like to invite the department head, Dr. Sanath Ranatunga, to welcome to deliver the welcome speech.
Thank you very much. Very good evening to you all. On behalf of Department of Manufacturing and Industrial Engineering, first of all, I would like to warmly welcome our madam, Mrs. Ranatunga, and Professor Sanath Ranatunga's youngest son, Lulea Ranatunga, as well as the office bearers of Association for Professor Sanath Ranatunga Memorial Fund, Chairperson, Engineer Jarvis, and Engineer TGV, the Treasurer, and my dear staff members, as well as Dr. Sanath Ranatunga, who is spearheading setting up this lab. And especially today, we are having the invited guest from Lulea University, Professor Philip, from Lulea University of Technology, right? So he's
Yes.
the small invited talk on Factories of Future. All the student members who are already involved in these facilities, as well as some of the other invitees, as well as the DMIE members who are joining online via the school. So as a department, this is a memorable occasion because even after our late professor, or we call him as father of the production engineering, after even 22 years of his death, still we always keep his name as the first step when we start anything. Even this initiative also came under the same name, basically mainly because of his graduate, the students he has already graduated mainly from our department, because they wanted to have this fund initially during this anniversary occasion. They wanted to set up the fund mainly to take his name towards the younger generations of the engineers, especially who are coming from manufacturing discipline. So with that idea, they have set up this fund, and then initially they wanted us to recommend some project proposals to initiate our fund from their association. So initially I thought of it's good to go for something very much useful for entire crowd of the manufacturing and industrial engineering, as well as the entire engineering faculty students. Because when we are talking about this kind of facility, we will use that for the first year especially, so that all the students will get the benefit while when they are doing the practice at the engineer, especially on the international manufacturing subject. We used to deliver on the department at the first year. So this will be a kind of a milestone for the engineering education, as I said, because now this is the first time, as far as we are aware, this AD and VR technology is being used in Sri Lankan engineering education. Because we also started with some experiment initially, thanks to some of the junior staff members as well as Dr. Sanath. So we were confident enough to go for this new project because this needs some money. That's why we reached to this association as well. But in long run also, we need to invest a little bit further to increase the capacity so that we will be able to increase the student for the one session, so that we will be able to replicate most of the complex manufacturing environments in our lab, so that they will be able to get the kind of a first-hand information or feeling about some of the complex manufacturing facilities. So therefore, I am very much thankful for Association of Sanath Ranatunga Memorial Fund for giving us this opportunity to go ahead, because without their support, we won't be able to purchase this hardware to start up this well. So now we can move forward with that facility, and I hope that in future also they will fully engage with us to develop this one and take it into the other levels. So in addition to that, actually, I would like to thank our Association Prof. Professor Sanath Ranatunga Memorial Fund as another committee who is basically evaluating the project proposals. I would like to thank especially that committee as well, because they were unanimously agreed to fund this one by taking into account the importance. So I would like to thank Mr. Dayanand AR, Mr. Sanjeev Jayasundara, as well as Mr. Lulea, who helped us to bring this one from basically from Singapore to here. So all these members, I really appreciate their direct and indirect support. And with that, I would like to conclude my welcome speech. Thank you very much to your persons as well as those who are joining from online and from overseas. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Prasanna to give an introduction to AR and VR lab and factories of future.
Thank you. Okay, welcome again. Okay. Well, we've been talking about the factories of the future, and of course, this the lab we are going to open today is something coming under this concept. It is one of our research clusters. Of course, there are some other elements. So let me start with a very quick briefing to what we need to say by this factories of future, right? Well, we have been over the last several decades, we've been talking about different industrial revolutions, right? Right now, we are on the verge of fourth industrial revolution. That is very obvious. Yeah. So you might have heard of lots of technical buzzwords about industry 4.0, 4.0, or the factories of the future. But if you carefully look at, we can boil this down to just three areas. I would say, first thing being the increased connectivity. All machines having ability to speak to each other. Machines and then the processes. The processes in the entire supply chain will have the ability to communicate with each other. That is one important aspect of the factory. And secondly, this connectivity means it's the ability to collect data. Right now, we do have sensors installed in machines, but in the future, there will be more and more sensors on the machines. And those will be generating huge amount of data. And why they are generating such amount of data? Well, machines will become intelligent themselves. Their ability to make use of this data and to interfere with it. So human interaction or human interference will become less and less. So if we are to boil down the entire concept of the factories of the future, this is the way to look at it. Right? So under this, we are looking at one important area, which is the augmented reality and virtual reality, right? So things are becoming more augmented and virtual. You don't need to be at the place, but you can, from home, you can virtually be in the place. You can even get the feeling of what's happening around you, not be in the point of operation. That is the field, right? So what we thought of through this lab concept, augmented reality and virtual reality lab, we are really looking at three main areas. Of course, there are a few more, but if we boil down to three areas, first thing, our students, giving the ability for our students to have virtual visits to future factories. I mean, still most of these future concepts are still emerging. So why not we make ready our students to see what is going to happen in the future? So first category is to create the chance for them to virtually visit the future factories. Secondly, not only to see what is happening around it, but if they can also interact with the future machines. Why not? We will hardly have such opportunities in Sri Lanka in next, like say, immediate future. But if we can create this virtual environment, yes, then they will get the ability to interact with the machines, which they might do in 20 to 30 years' time. So then they will realize that this is what we saw back there at Peradeniya. Third, well, this is to respect our late Professor Sanath Ranatunga as well. One of the main motives was design and manufacture. That is something that we want to seriously promote. So through the lab, we also have an arm where it allows the student to design things virtually and even to put them in machines virtually and see how it is going to happen. So this is taking the design and manufacturing to into a new level where they can see how things are going to be manufactured in the future. Right? So this is what we want to basically do with the lab. And this has a very good connection with, I don't want to take you through, it's not the best time to, but if you have to see the curriculum, that's a very good connection. We can facilitate most of these courses through DMIE facilities. For example, automated facilities, we can allow the student to design automated facilities and see situations, and things like design experience, CAD/CAM design experience through virtual interaction, they will design. So things like that, we can plot very nice connection to our curriculum. So these are the things we are looking at, right? Of course, certain things we have already done. Now, for example, we have installed some demo software, so our students are able to walk in virtual machine floors and to see what is happening around it. We're going to show them shortly. We go to the lab, and a few more things like operating machines virtually to get the feeling of how machines work. So these are some of the facilities. So this being the present situation, we also have a vision for the future. What is going to happen, say, 1 year or 2 years' time? Right now, what we have is the technology which is called virtual reality, where you can work fully in a virtual environment. But we also bring in the augmented reality technology, where you will, like, we will see the machine right here on top of this stage, right? Virtual environment. And by doing so, allowing students to collaborate together. Right now, it is just a single individual can use this technology. But if 3 students, 4 students can have the VR headsets, they can collaborate even remotely from home. They can do some design work together. They will feel like they are in the same birthplace. Finally, we have already started some interactions with the Luleå University of Technology Sweden, who are into the same line of interest. So we want to enhance the research with the Lulea University of Technology, who have the same research interest. With that, with that, I will conclude my talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prasanna. As Dr. Prasanna said, the Department of Manufacturing and Industrial Engineering is aiming to conduct research on industrial applications of augmented reality and virtual reality in collaborations with the Lulea University of Technology, Sweden. Let me now invite Professor Philip Treaton from the Lulea University of Technology to deliver a speech.
Hello, everybody. I'm Professor Philip Treaton from the Luleå University of Technology. I actually grew up in America, but I've been living in Sweden here now 22 years. And I've had a really good experience getting to know Prasanna. I think he's done an excellent job as both a PhD student and researcher with us. As his grading committee said after his PhD, they thought his PhD thesis is one of the best that they've ever read. So I think you guys should be proud to have somebody like Prasanna there. I'm going to just give a little bit of information of background of our collaboration and what we'd like to work on. There's a Horizon 2020 project. It's an EU project. It's part of the Factories of the Future. But what the goal of the project is how data can be transformed to information and knowledge, and which steps and which tools are needed for that transformation. Of these parts, these are the 4 main goals of the objectives of the project, but it's a third objective that we're working on specifically: the conception, development, validation of methodologies, automated monitoring of cyber physical systems. That's what the Luleå University of Technology is working on. That's in work package 3. And of these points, we're looking into the, specifically how we can use AR, VR to work on this. By collaboration, how to digitalize expert knowledge. And that's what Prashant has been working on in his PhD thesis and will continue now. Okay. And you capture and utilize intuitive knowledge, implicit learning, implicit memory, and focus on intuitive engagement with inner phases. Yeah, that's what I would have to present for you guys, and thank you. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Now, Professor Phil, I'm Asela here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
And now, when it goes to this kind of virtual tools, now what kind of complexities industry may have in future? Because we are going to use these tools to train the engineers and technicians initially in virtual environment. So once they are going to the actual environment, what kind of deviations there may be, or how we are going to address that kind of issue?
Well, I mean, I can tell you what they're doing today. They're trying to today use, like iPads to show augmented reality, where you see, a layer of information on top of the real picture, where you are in the factory and what needs to be done. You can use the iPad and you can see temperature of equipment. Then, of course, they use VR headsets, but most of this right now is being tested. It's not that well. It's not good enough to be used in all situations. They're testing it in, simultaneously as they have the old normal tools, but they're seeing what they can do and where they can get there. There are a couple limitations there for it to make it work, but now with 5G, we're testing in a mine here up here in northern Sweden, to where we can do everything in real time. If that works, then we can use 5G networks for this. But right now, the Wi-Fi is not both secure enough and robust enough that where you can stream everything. But in some cases, it is working, it's been tested. In some cases, they use expert knowledge from distance to help assist people where they put on the VR headset, and to where someone is speaking to me as a technician, I can do work as they're seeing the same picture I see, and they can send information over the screen. So we'll see where that goes from there. But I think the next steps is that a lesser knowledgeful person can go and get things done with the assistance of augmented reality and virtual reality. But we first need to learn how experts think and how they work. And that's where our limitation is right now. We do not really understand how experts think using their intuitive knowledge, their intuitive thinking. Did I? Okay. Can you hear me good enough there?
Yeah, it's very clear. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Professor. Next, I would like to invite Ms. Yoshika Alahapu.
Thank you very much, Smithya. Now I will briefly explain about the work that we have conducted so far. Here in the screen, you can see a screenshot of an AR application that we have developed. This application is an augmented reality application which is used as an e-learning tool to teach manufacturing and industrial engineering during this COVID-19 pandemic period. So this is the first milestone that we have achieved, and then this app is aimed to support the engineering faculty students to enhance their knowledge regarding the lathe machine and the lathe machine operations. So this is basically an initial step in order to enhance the digital education in the local universities. And I should mention that this app was tested by 72 first-year students, and the feedbacks were collected at the end of their experience. And moving on to the second slide, I will show you the feedbacks that we gathered from them. Yes, so these are the student feedback that is related to this application. So the survey aspects of student experience were assessed in several categories. For example, categories such as providing accurate information about the machinery, or do they have a better practical or lab experience than the conventional online teaching methods, or the accuracy of the image target, or the user have used an AR application before in his or her life before or not, and the attractive of the interface. So these kind of aspects were checked by the student feedback. So this is the graph of the feedback summary, and also there was another section to include their comments and how they think that this application can be modified. So right now what we are doing is based on their feedback and based on the other constructive criticism from the department staff members, we are developing this app to another stage. So in the graph you can especially see, I would especially like to talk about this section first. It is about the performance of exploring other machines also through augmented reality and virtual reality. So most of the students, around I think 88 to 85% of students have voted that they strongly want to explore all the other machines also using this AR or VR technology. So this shows their likeliness to explore these kind of technologies. So when considering the other aspects, students either strongly agree or agree with the factors such as understanding the practical components, system performance, interface, the teaching content. In that way, they usually strongly agree or agree. But there were some instances where they gave neutral or disagreeing responses also. For example, you can see that the distractions in the interface while we were developing the app, they didn't like the interface that we have put to the application because they found it to be distractive. So we got, I think we got a balanced feedback with a lot of constructive criticism. So in the next step, we are going to work with the HMD head-mounted display Vive, and also with developing these kind of applications in the future. So I would like to overall, to sum it up, I would like to say that it's pretty much clear that the students have shown a big interest in this VR AR initiation, and also they will be delighted and excited to know what future of this AR and VR laboratory will bring. So we are all looking forward to work with these students and provide them with the maximum opportunity to work in these labs and explore these technologies and give them with a wonderful academic experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashika. Next, I would like to invite Mr. Untitled to demonstrate about the smart lab concept, which is the initial concept of factories of the future.
Okay, thank you. Currently, we are developing the in code for DMIE, and now we are connecting the laboratory machines and the other sensor input to the dashboard, and we are hope to develop this for and we are hope to extend this for conduct online lab sessions. As you all aware, the situations like COVID, we are interrupt our academic activities. So we are hope to actually, we are currently developing and do some initial testing. So we hope to conduct lab sessions online. And other research, we are going to connect other research works like currently we are involved in developing a robot like that. So that's all. So thank you.
Now I would like to invite the students to share their projects.
Good evening සියලු දෙනාටම මම හිතනවා රට මාව ඇහෙනවා ඇති කියලා. ඕකේ. මුලින්ම ස්තුතිවන්ත වෙන්න ඕනි සේල සර්ටත් ප්‍රසන්න සර්ටත් අපි මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකට ඉන්වෝල්ව් කරගත්තට. එතකොට අපි අපේ ටීම් එකේ මෙම්බර්ස්ලා 8 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා. එතකොට අපි 8 දෙනා ටීම් දෙකක් විදියට තමයි මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක කරගෙන යන්නේ. එතකොට අපි එක ටීම් එකක් රියලිස්ටික් සිමුලේෂන් සයිඩ් එක බලනවා. එතකොට ඒකෙදී අපි මැෂින් මොඩලින්, බෑග්ග්‍රවුන්ඩ්, මැෂින් සිමුලේෂන් වගේ සයිඩ් තමයි බලන්නේ. එතකොට අනිත් ටීම් එක ඉමර්සිව් VR ඉන්ටරැක්ෂන් සයිඩ් එක බලනවා. එතකොට අපි මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක පටන් අරගෙන දැනට 3 weeks වගේ වෙන්නේ. එතකොට අපි මේ වෙද්දී ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් කිහිපයක්ම බිල්ඩ් කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම තවදුරටත් මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් බිල්ඩ් අප් කරන්නත් තියෙනවා. එතකොට අපේ ටීම් එකේ මෙම්බර්ස්ලා මේ වෙද්දී මොනවද බිල්ඩ් කරලා තියෙන්නේ කියන දේ පෙන්නයි. සුමුදු අපි ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරගෙන යමුද?
හරි හරි. අපි මේ වෙද්දී පොඩි ඩීමෝ එකක් ඩෙවලොප් කරලා තියෙනවා. ඒක මම ඔයාලට පෙන්නන්නම්. දැනට අපි මේක හෙඩ්සෙට් එකක් නැතුව මේ මම ලැබ් එකේ සිමුලේටර් එකක් පාවිච්චි කරලා දැනට මේක පෙන්නන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට දැන් සාමාන්‍ය virtual විදිහට workshop එකක ඇවිදින විදිහේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකක් තමයි මෙතන හදලා තියෙන්නේ. workshop එකේ සාමාන්‍ය machines දකින්න වගේම එතකොට virtual විදිහට machines වල parts ඒවා ඇනිමේෂන්ස් වෙන ආකාරය ගැන ඉස්සරහට අපි තව ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. දැනට අපි ඩෙවලොප් කරපු සමහර දේවල් තමයි මේකේ දැනට මේ මම පෙන්නන්නේ. අපිට ඒකට ලැබ් එක ඉස්සරහට ඩෙවලොප් කරගෙන යද්දී මේ විදිහට සාමාන්‍ය අපේ ලැබ් එකේ දකින්න බැරි ඉක්විප්මන්ට් උනත් වර්චුවල් විදිහට දකින්න පුළුවන් ආකාරයට ඉස්සරහට ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක දාලා ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. මම හිතනවා අයිඩියා එකක් හැමෝටම එන්නේ නැති කියලා ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එක වෙන විදිහ සම්බන්ධයෙන් අශේන් ඔයාලට අවස්ථාවක් දෙනවා.
සුමුදු පෙන්නපු වගේ දෙයක්ම තමයි අපි මාත් ගොඩක් වෙලාවට කළේ. ඒ වගේම අර එතකොට අපිට මේක මේ ඇත්තටම ගොඩක් ඉන්ටරෙස්ට් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකක්. මොකද කියන්නේ අර අපිට මේ දවස්වල මේ යුනිවර්සිටි එකට ඇවිදලා ලැබ් එකේ ප්‍රැක්ටිකල් කරන්න ඒ වගේ දේවල් පොඩ්ඩක් අපහසුතාව තියෙන නිසා අපිට මේක මේ ගොඩක් ඉන්ටරෙස්ට් වුණා. මොකද මේක ඇත්තටම අපිට මේ මැෂින් එකක් මේ වගේ ගත්තයින් පස්සේ මේ මැෂින් එකක් වැඩ කරන දේවල්, ඒ කියන්නේ මේ පැත්තේ ඉඳලා VR control එකක් වගේ දෙයක් පාවිච්චි කරලා මේ මැෂින් එකක් ඇත්තටම නැතත් අපිට ඒක වැඩ කරලා බලන තැනටම හදන්න පුළුවන් මේක. ඒක තමයි අර මේ ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකේ මේ මට ගොඩක්ම ඉන්ටරෙස්ට් වුණ තැන. ඒ වගේම අපිට මේ වගේ virtual world එකක් build up කරන් පස්සේ ඒක ඇතුලේ අර ඇත්තටම ඇවිදින දේවල් වගේ අර සාමාන්‍ය මේ ලැබ් එකකට යන්න නැතුව එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකක් ගන්න කෙනෙක්ට හොඳ ඔපචුනිටි එකක් මේ එන්වයරන්මන්ට් එකක් ඇතුලේ හදන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම අපිට මේ වගේ රොබෝ ආර්ම් එකක් වගේ දෙයක් ගත්තොත් අපිට ඒ රොබෝ ආර්ම් එක අපි හිතමුකෝ ඇත්තටම අපිට නෑ කියලා අපිට මේ රොබෝ ආර්ම් එකේ වෙන දේවල් හුඟක් දේවල් මේ එන්වයරන්මන්ට් එක ඇතුලේදී අපිට අත්හදා බලන්න පුළුවන්. කියන්නේ සමහරවිට බටන් එකක් ප්‍රෙස් කරපුවම මෙයා මූව් වෙන දෙයක් වගේ. කියන්නේ ඇත්තටම වෙන දෙයක් මේ එන්වයරන්මන්ට් එක ඇතුළත VR headset එකක් දාගෙන කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම මේ එන්වයරන්මන්ට් එක ඇතුළේ අපිට ඇත්තම විදිහේ දේවල් තමයි හදලා තියෙන්නේ. තව මේ ලැබ් එකට ගියන් පස්සේ අපිට දකින හැම දෙයක්ම වගේ හදලා තියෙනවා. ඒ වගේම අපිට මේකේ මේ වගේ ගමන් කරෑම හැකියාවල් එන්වයරන්මන්ට් එක ඇතුළේ හදලා දෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට අපිට පුළුවන් මේ වගේ ඇවිදින්න. ඒ වගේම මේ මුළු එන්වයරන්මන්ට් එක ඇතුළෙම එක එක මැෂින්ස්, කියන්නේ CNC මැෂින් එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ලේත් මැෂින් එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේ දේවල් අපිට ෆික්ස් කරලා සාමාන්‍යයෙන් හොඳ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකක්, ඒ කියන්නේ ලැබ් එකක් ඇතුළේ ගන්න බැරි එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රොජෙක්ට් එකක් තමයි මේක. ඒ ටික තමයි තියෙන්නේ. අනික් අයටත් තව මොනවා හරි ඇඩ් කරනවත් කරන්න මං කිව්වා.
Yeah, this is just a short presentation from students about their view on how much they have developed on the career projects.
Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to have a few words on behalf of Association for the Sanath Ranatunga Memorial Fund. I am currently president of the association, and Mrs. Ranatunga and Dr. Peradeniya, and Dr. Dr. Peradeniya, and Mr. P.G. the treasurer of the association is with me. So we are for all 90 families. I will say thank you for this presentation and giving this opportunity to have a few words on this. Actually speaking, I think this is a very good step. As even students also mentioned that one, because nowadays this COVID-19 situation, I think we are not sure about various programs, whether we can enter the university or into the lab and do our practicals. So this, I think, is a very mindful decision taken by the department. A very good step, very good initiative step. So we appreciate that step behalf of the association. That is why when Dr. Asela presents this concept to our committee, I think that is unanimously approved. Everybody approved, and the committee, as Dr. Asela mentioned, there is a special committee to evaluate these projects and allocate funds. So I think they all really happy about this project. I think we can see students also, they are interested and they are keen. That's a very good step. That's a very good step. At the same time, we can have the coming from the other universities. I think that enhance our experience of our undergraduates and as well as the staff members. Here, I would like to mention another word here. Our association, the main objective is to give funds and support our department, DMIE department, in this type of work. Not only for these projects, even students, they can, if they have a good project, they can apply to head of department, and there is another committee who they discuss and analyze this project, and we can fund it. So I think that's also we can encourage, and few words on this occasion. I think if there's any other support you want from our association, I think we are there always. We know that the step what we are taking is very useful and is a rightful step. So I think that's from the association, and I wish I think we can develop this one and we can give more contribution for the students through this program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. The next item in our agenda is the opening of the AR and VR laboratory, followed by the demonstration by the DMIE staffs and students. But before we actually move to the laboratory, I would like to invite Ms. Yoshika to conclude this event by giving the workplace. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this wraps up the evening. On behalf of the Department of Manufacturing and Industrial Engineering, I thank you all for making time of your busy schedule to join us here today to celebrate the opening of the AR and VR laboratory. My special thanks goes to Engineering University, President of the Association of Professor Sanath Ranatunga Memorial Fund, and also Prof. from Lulea University of Technology. I will also extend my generous thanks to the team who built the success of this AR and VR lab. I would like to thank Dr. Sanath and Dr. Sanath for their tremendous support in this occasion. Once again, I will thank you all for joining today and making this event a huge success. Thank you, Yoshiko. The lab is located on the top floor, and I would like to invite you all to join me upstairs for the opening of the AR lab.
Right. Going to experience first time.
Jessica, you can demonstrate, please.
Excuse. So, say you're looking.
Just show them where you did the designing and how you plot it into
Okay. Well, about so this is how it all began with the designing, and this is the simple application that we have designed with so many options. And for example, I will go to the open scene. So here they have lathe machine, milling, CNC milling, CNC lathe, 3D printing, and etc. So by press of a button, they can just go to the machine that they want, and they can explore further. So this is the main platform that we have used in order to experience and make this app work. And here we go. So I will now show you the different parts that are available, like the 3D printer, for example, CNC milling, and lathe turning, and yes, milling again, and different parts of lathe, and etc. So I'm not. So we can all explore as the second part of this laboratory. We are going to use Unity as a platform, and then explore these through our HMD headset Vive, and we are going to actually interact with these machines. So that would be the second part of this demonstration. Okay.
Someone can
We'll
try
do
it.
a
Try
further-
it.
Come, you go. That's okay. Come. No. You come first. Okay, and you
Try wearing
take
it.
it.
Okay.
Sure. The headphones.
Yes.
Think you can still have it.
Okay.
So we are inside the factory environment now.
So this for your. Oh yeah. Okay.
So
Nice.
this is what's visible inside the headset.
Yes, I need it.
So all these what our students
Yes,
need.
these are by students.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll do it later, okay? Maybe that will explain this. You can see that's what I was doing.
Let's show them a bit more understanding, bit more interesting one, right? Let's.
Yes, Danny, we'll try. Okay, 1 second, okay? We'll try later. Take it. Come. We'll try later. So first of all, one should understand all the operations,
Yes.
and we have to
Yes,
do a design on that one.
yes,
For
sir.
example, let's say drilling or say turning. So all the speeds and everything we have calculated, put it to the. How do you do that?
Yes, sir. So what we have done is the first thing is to develop the CAD model, sir.
CAD model, yeah.
So that should be very accurate, and then by this Unity
So
platform.
we have to do it.
Yes, sir.
That
Yes.
means design has to.
The design has to be.
Developer has to do it.
Yes, sir. Even though it's readily available in the internet, we recommend to develop by themselves, so it would be more accurate. And then.
So they have to study about the machine very
Yes,
carefully
sir.
because
Yes, sir.
now when we did the eighth machine, we went there, but in this case, I think they should know in and out of
Yes, sir.
each and every operation.
Yes.
They give more intensive training. I
You
think.
can,
Yes, sir.
because there is no risk of doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, you don't get that hands-on feeling anyway.
But anyway, it's I think going in depth of the operation.
Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Exactly.
They can explore more. They can
Explore more. Yes.
So if someone interested, you can just have.
This is what, see.
This is what you can see. You are in this environment. Actually.
So there is another part there.
Yes, the backend design.
And turn around
Yes,
That's
sir.
it, huh?
Yes,
Back
sir.
office work.
Yes, sir.
You can go a bit closer to a machine.
So even production line, we can do the same thing, not only the individual machines, even production line, we can have the same thing. That's
And you can actually interact with the machine with these controls. You can turn the things, manipulation, that can be done. This is your hand, what you are seeing. Actually, you have to grab the, if you can grab this, that is your hand. Yeah.
We can touch.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can navigate to machines by, you can go closer to machine with the same controller if you want to go a bit closer. Like that kind of thing. Now I think you are on top of it. I'll just help you navigate. Yeah. Now you can turn around and see.
There are some additional sensors you can fix. Different setups.
so initially you must have experience how to touch.
It's sometimes a bit confusing.
It's confusing.
Yeah. Suddenly we turn the wall. So this is something we downloaded actually. Are you okay without the subjects?
Next one.
And then I open to print.
Yeah, the second model that the student showed, I thought that was very good. But it was very good. I'm right here. Go ahead. Can you see everything? Okay. Yes. Chemistry science faculty. I actually didn't go. Yeah. So my mother did, and then I just went straight here. I think it went where they said the teachers and. Slowly.
Can you see us? And can you see me?
He's on the conveyor belt, I think.
He's on the conveyor belt.
What? He's on the conveyor belt. What? Are you on the conveyor belt?
Yeah.
Alright, he's on the conveyor belt.
You can't see through that.
What do you see? Honey, what do you see? You're on the conveyor belt.
Okay, tell me when you had enough, okay? Okay, can I take it off now? Okay. That was good.
Thank you everyone for joining today. That concludes our event, and have a good evening. Thank you.